Visit a little bit and talk to you, ask you some questions that some business owners might have out there. We've had a chance to really get to know some business owners that are really struggling over these past few months. There's been some paycheck protection loan money out there. Some have missed out. And we just want to get your general thoughts from a business owner's perspective, how to survive this.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I was driving down the road last Friday, and, the roads were still pretty empty, but as we were looking left to right with the shopping centers and everything else, it was pretty amazing to see open signs. Even though you knew they were still empty, there was a new energy in the air. There was some hope, finally. And even still knowing that so many are going to struggle. But I think what business owners that have been struggling or have just been trying to figure out, what does it look like on the other side of this, there is opportunity to have an incredible breakthrough as a business through this outbreak. And it's we don't want any business to go out of business as an individual. If we have business owners out there that have a service that's heavily utilized and you've got a lot of competition in this town, what are you doing right now to step in front of your competition coming out of this? Because there are people right now doing things in their business that they never thought would. There's companies making more money right now than they ever were before all this, but they've had to adapt. They've had to be innovative. They've had to think outside the box, and as a lot of people have been standing by, there's those that have been seizing that opportunity. And it is easier said than done, I get it. We're talking payrolls, we're talking, staff, families' livelihood, but, paycheck protection program was something that we talked about on KLBJ pretty much the day we knew it was going to happen. I mean, they signed it a day or two later, but the incredible thing was, even myself and my business owners being in front of it, I felt like I was in front of it. Very few made the cut. Very few. And then they did the second round, and applications have stalled. They're not really doing. So the money's spent. And you and I can talk about why and some of the big corporations and everything. We're not going to get into that today. It's more of, let's focus on what opportunity is at hand. And I'm telling you right now, there are going to be businesses that were very low on the totem pole as far as market awareness that are going to come out of this as front runners.
Yeah.
Just because not only are they staying open, staying afloat, but they're leading through this. They're leading their employees, they're leading their clients, and they're offering new value that otherwise the clients would have never sought. I told a story of this travel blogger that's got tons of followers, man, and she would take pictures all over the world, exotic places and stuff, and then all of a sudden, nobody's traveling, including her. She made all of her money from advertising. Well, nobody's going to her site for travel blogging, but her base was super interested in her fashion,
right,
her cooking, her taste, and all sorts of things.
Her brand.
And so she's got more subscribers now than she did even before all this, and she's at home with her family. That's just a simple example of how we can innovate and lead the charge and come out of this better than we even started.
Yeah, fundamentally what you're talking about as an entrepreneur, fundamentally the job is to keep the business open, keep it going, and it may not look like what you thought it was going to look like going forward, but neither did Twitter. Neither did Uber, neither did Facebook. They were all completely different companies in the beginning and then transformed into something else. And unlocking that key of creativity is the key, really.
Well, and it's understanding as an entrepreneur, business owner, all we do all day is navigate and solve problems. If you've got any success in business at all, you've had to navigate an array of problems, situations. We're cut out for this stuff.
Yeah.
What's happening right now in this economy, if you're a business owner, if you call yourself an entrepreneur, you haven't been against trials, maybe not having to close the doors for 2 months, but you have faced and overcome major trials to better position yourself for success long term. That's all we're in right now.
Yeah.
Just we're stuck at home with the kids. You know?
That chase is what motivates us.
That's it.
Yeah, that's great. Let's talk a little bit about some of the specifics. Would you recommend that some of these business owners dip into their personal savings, 401ks? I mean, I know that's typically a hands-off kind of thing, you know, looking to the future and retirement and things like that. But in a time of crisis, sometimes you have to bend the rules a little.
That's right. And, you know, the government has made, you know, some things available as far as stimulus checks and everything else, but they're also offering tax relief. And so, you know, for individuals out there, I'm never telling you to touch your 401, but, you know, if we're needing to bridge the gap, if you're a business owner that's trying to keep, you know, payroll and keep your business running, you know, the greatest provision that's been passed, you know, CARES Act we've been hearing about is being able to take from your 401k. Mm-hmm. They lifted the limit up to $100,000. You can pull from it. And as long as you get those dollars back into your 401k over a period of 3 years, then you've paid zero tax. And you're thinking, well, Chris, you know, 401k loans, I know it comes out tax-free to me, but I've got to pay interest. Right. Well, a 401k loan, you're not paying interest to a bank. You know who you pay the interest to? Yourself.
Right.
The interest is being paid to your future 401k. So you're basically paying yourself. So I think there's an amazing opportunity to bridge the gaps for those that need it. And this week alone, we've been consulting a lot of people that maybe don't need to access their 401k to bridge the gap, but we're showing them a way to leverage it right now that is really powerful for their future retirement planning. And these are people that are doing just fine, but have been impacted by COVID, meaning maybe they had to work from the house, and they're still accessing dollars to better position themselves long term. So we don't have time today, but again, we're talking about opportunity today.
Right. And get creative. It's there. Yeah. Hey, Chris, thanks a lot. We'll put all the contact information on the screen, and we'll hear you on the radio. REAP Financial, Retire Ready is the show. We really do appreciate you. Thank you, Chris.
All my best. See you soon.